Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jenny and I'm going to read a Reddit. Am I overreacting? I found a good one. Am I overreacting? My husband doesn't believe our 4-month-old is his and asked for a paternity test. My husband, 29, and I, 22, have been together for 2 years now and officially married for 1. Okay. For some context, he is Pakistani, dark eyes, dark skin and hair, and I am white, blue eyes, light brown hair, and pale. So, of course, our child was going to be a mix of features. I think maybe he assumed that he would mainly look like him, but when our son was born, he was a purplish color with dark hair, which is actually what I looked like when I was born, too. He was so in love with him, very much an attentive father, and his favorite thing in the world was the rush into our flat and see him after work. It's been 4 months since he was born. His dark hair fell out and is now growing back blonde. He has blue eyes and light skin, like mom. These past few weeks, he has been very distant towards me, not as excited, and just more in his thoughts. I finally figured out why last night. He frankly asked if I cheated on him, and I told him of course not. And then he kept yelling at me, saying I was lying. I asked him why he thought this way, and he said that it was because he looked nothing like him. Facially, my son has a lot of his features, his eye shape, nose, but because he has lighter coloring, he is saying I cheated. In the argument last night, he referred to him as my son, now not our son. Honestly, I've never been more hurt in my life. I started crying, saying he was our son. And saying I cheated on him was unforgivable. I would never have suggested I cheated on him if I were in his position. And then he said he wanted a paternity test. And if he found out I cheated on him, we were getting a divorce. I told him this whole thing was asinine and that some babies get darker as they grow up and that I was white haired until I was 4. He just wouldn't listen to me. I just feel really extremely betrayed that he would ever think that I cheated on him. So even if we do a paternity test, which he wanted to do tomorrow, I feel that the trust in our marriage is gone. I guess I want some perspective. Do you think he was right to ask for a paternity test? Is it right that I feel like our relationship won't be the same regardless of the results, which I know will come back with him as the father? I just don't know what to think. This is my first time posting on Reddit, so sorry for formatting mistakes. Here's a highlighted reply. The fact that he's even going so far as ignoring the baby and not referring to him as his anymore is almost the worst part. Not only does he not trust you, he hasn't even gained any real affection for your shared child in all these months. I feel like any decent human would have a hard time snubbing an innocent baby like this. You are not overreacting. Your husband actually sucks. I'm sorry. I want to say that I've seen a lot of posts like this where the man doesn't believe it's his baby because babies are born and they look like, your great aunt. I was blonde haired. I'm shorter than everybody in my immediate family. My parents are tall. My brother's tall. And they all have dark hair. And I had blonde hair and I'm short. My mom and dad, my dad never accused my mom of cheating. It's just genetics, you guys. I looked it up and there's no fixed rules. Appearance is a unique combination of genes, not a sequential order of which parent a child resembles first or second. A child is more likely to resemble the parent who contributes more dominant genes like dark hair and eyes and certain facial structures. However, it's a toss up. You never know. My brother-in-law, when they had their daughter, her eyes are blue. They're blue. And he was like, "Nah, they're going to be brown." I'm like, "No, they're blue." And he said, "All babies are born with blue eyes." I'm like, "Yeah, but she's a month old. They're blue." So, um, it's just, that's your baby. Quit asking the mothers, "That's not my baby because it doesn't look like me." Read a book. Okay, please read a book because then you're ruining your marriage. You're ruining your relationship like that. Telling her she cheated after she just gave birth. That is so rude. I'm sick of men. Oh, one more and then we're done. Am I overreacting for being mad at my boyfriend for checking out another woman right in front of me? This was 1 hour ago. My boyfriend and I were walking in the mall. We passed a very attractive girl, and I have a feeling my partner would turn to look at her. He indeed does turn around multiple times to take a look at the lady multiple times. I turn to him and ask why he would be looking at another woman right in front of me. He says he wanted to see if the men behind us would make any advances at her. I don't see that as the truth because genuinely, why would he care? So I get angry. I communicate that I am angry, but he continues to say the same thing. This happened yesterday and I haven't spoken to him since. I think I'm more mad at him for undermining my intelligence and thinking I'd believe that. Also, I think it's quite disrespectful to check out a woman right in front of me and then think I'm stupid enough to believe some bogus excuse. So my question is, am I overreacting? No, you already know that. But you also know he won't stop doing this. Yeah, they're not going to stop. So I lied. That's not the last one because it wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be. Your men are going to look, they're going to look, but turning around multiple times, that's, don't do that. Don't do that. That makes her feel really bad. We know that there are beautiful people in the world. And we know that they're going to look at them. And women too. We look at a beautiful woman too. We might do a double take like, oh my God, she is gorgeous. But have respect for your woman and try not to do that when she's with you or ever really. Cause women, we don't like to be ogled. Am I overacting for genuinely considering divorcing my husband? Throwaway account, obviously. I, female 23, so young. Think I want to divorce my husband, male 26, but I don't know if I'm overreacting. So him and I have always had a pretty steady relationship, no huge blowout arguments, and we've always talked through things. At least that's what I thought until a few weeks ago. We've only been married about 6 months, but we've been together for 5 years and living together that entire time. During that time, we've only had a few fights and they were resolved rather quickly. Recently, we've had our first ever huge fight. I got upset because it's really hard to have heavy conversations with him, like talking about our future together and like our careers and things of that nature. He shuts it down every time and says, I am ruining the mood and we don't have to talk about things like that right now. What are you talking about? Buying a mansion or kids or what? What are you talking about? And you just said careers and things of that nature. Anyway, okay, usually I just back off and I let it settle down, but this time I kept pushing back, which I know I shouldn't have done, but I wanted real answers since I was tired of being left in the dark about something I want to at least have a vague plan for. The biggest thing was having kids, which I told him so many times was a deal breaker for me. If he didn't want kids, then I don't want to continue the relationship. And he told me that he wanted to wait before having kids, and I was totally okay with that. During this recent fight, he told me he never wants to have kids and only agreed to having them in the future because it made me happy. Okay. I asked him why did he go through the process of getting married if he knew this was my deal breaker? And in response to that, he said, I forced him to marry me too. What? No one's forcing you to do shit, buddy. I completely broke down at that and just left the house because I couldn't stand to be in the same room with him after that. He was a part of our wedding process the entire way through. We planned colors and centerpieces together, talked through venues and menu plans. I even had a pastor marry us because I knew religion was important to his family. I am agnostic personally. She did that for you, buddy. Since that night, he has been overly attentive to me because I think he knows that struck a chord. He said he doesn't want to get divorced, and I said, okay, but I really don't know. I haven't been able to look at him the same since then. I still love him, but I just can't get over being told I forced him to marry me and I'm going to force him to have kids with me. I don't know what to do. Counseling, therapy. I want to be with someone who wants the same things as I do, but I also don't want to lose him since we've been together for most of my adult life. You're 22. You're 22. I'm 40. I've been divorced twice. It's okay. You get married young sometimes because you're just not that intelligent yet. You have not lived enough life to know and understand that, it's that deal breakers are deal breakers and you stick to it. And you learn that you don't have to stay in places where you are not appreciated. I want to know if I'm crazy for feeling this way and should just get over this so we can move on, or if I should give divorce further consideration. What did these people say? Those are words that can't be taken back. You forced me to marry you. I lied so you would marry me. Which is true. He's claiming both, and either is a reason for dissolving a marriage that was built on false promises, not overreacting. He either said those words and meant them, in which case he's an ass and a liar and a future stealer, or he didn't mean those words. He just wanted to absolutely devastate OP and hurt her beyond healing so he could win, and he lied again. Yeah, that could be true. I don't see a way of coming back from this. Is she supposed to hope he just wanted to hurt her and lied to do it? Or hope he lied their entire relationship and engagement? The trust is gone. He's crossed the cruelty line and become completely emotionally cruel. Maybe OP can get an annulment under fraud misrepresentation since he lied about having children, etc. Yeah, get an annulment. Here's a good comment. After 33 years, I was finally told that he felt forced to marry me and never really wanted to. That's awesome. 33 years you spent with someone. That means my entire adult life was spent on a lie. I could have been with someone for decades who actually wanted me, not just what I represented. I could have lived in my own life and made my own decisions and path. Who knows where I could be today or who I would be? He took all of that away from me by lying and pretending that I was the one when I wasn't. I wish I had left during our second year of marriage when I was really seriously thinking about it. Instead, he had a wake up moment and started doing a better job of pretending that I was the woman that he wanted. I now know he just didn't want to be someone who failed at marriage, so he sucked it up, did better, and stayed where he never should have been, where I never should have been. Do not let someone trick you the way I was. Don't be me looking back, resentful that he took an alternative universe and all the possibilities you should have had away from you through deception. Explore those possibilities for yourself and think of me along the way and how happy I am that you get to choose between all those options out there for you. Someone said, is it wrong to hope you are well free of him now? Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that 33 years she spent with this man, and he's like, I never really even wanted to marry you. I was just pretending for 33 years. That's a long time to pretend. I hate, you know, that's not fair. That's cruel. I bet she'd quit her job if they have a family. Because I quit my job. I stay home. I take care of kids and all that. I take care of the house. I make sure everybody has what they need. And if my husband said, I felt forced to marry you because we were pregnant, I would be so angry and hurt and sad. I would want to just disappear. Interesting. Okay. Am I overreacting for reporting our UberEats driver for breaking the seal on our food bag to place religious pamphlets inside? This happened today, and my husband said I'm overreacting, but I don't think I am. Please help. We ordered food from a restaurant through UberEats. Like most takeout orders, the food comes sealed in the bag, at least it's supposed to. When the food was dropped off, my husband brought it in. I went to plate up the food and noticed the seal was broken. I asked my husband if he had opened it, but he said he did not. When I took the food out, I found religious pamphlets inside. While I don't care what religion a person chooses to believe, there is a time and a place. Breaking open a sealed food bag and putting pamphlets in with someone's order is not the place, right? Doing so when you're working is not the time. I am fairly certain Uber Eats and other delivery services have rules pertaining to this. I'm sure they do. I reported it and it got a refund. My husband said I'm overreacting and making a big deal out of nothing. I'm also aware that this could lead to the driver being removed from the app. While I don't want anyone to lose their means of income, I still see this as inappropriate and a food safety issue. Had the pamphlets been left beside of or underneath the bag, I wouldn't have as much of an issue with it. However, given that this person chose to break the seal and place things in the bag next to our food, I think that is gross, and that's why I reported it. Am I overreacting? No, because gross. You're right. What was on his hands? or her, whoever it was. Those pamphlets are dirty and you're putting it in the bag with my food? No, thank you. I would report it too. Maybe. Someone actually left their Dasani water bottle. It was empty, but in my Walmart pickup order, like a delivery order. Why are you leaving your trash in my groceries? Oh my goodness. Am I overreacting? I found my roommate's fan fiction about us. Hey Reddit, I'm kind of bewildered about this. Please strap in for weirdness. All right, this is a good time to take a break and have a sip of coffee. Always. I, female 28, live with a roommate, female 24, and we've been living together for about 6 months now. We met through mutual friends while I was looking for a roommate, and we had a lot of the same interests, so we decided to give it a shot. There were some pretty typical miscommunications from the beginning, which were resolved, like her using the only bathroom for hours, eating my leftovers, coming into my room without permission, and some stranger ones. Like washing my strawberries. Not a euphemism. She'd see I had strawberries in the fridge and wash them and then just leave them in the fridge dripping wet, which makes them mold faster. Oh, I didn't know that. She was quick as hell about it too. I could never catch her in the act. Why would she do that? I usually wash them when I eat them. Okay. Enough about strawberries. But those were such standard non-issues, and there was nothing that made me think she was unwell. We even started to hang out. We go to lunch together, to the movies, grocery shopping, etc. Anyway, we had a system in the kitchen. She would load and I would unload the dishwasher. One day, she loaded the dishes in a very strange way. I know that sounds nitpicky, but I've never ever seen anyone put cups sideways in the dishwasher. Yes, horizontal. I found all of the cups on their sides in there, including 2 of my favorite mugs, which were newly chipped along the rim. Great. Speaking of, I asked her why she loaded the dishwasher like that and told her 2 of my mugs were broken. And she just looked at me with this empty expression and she said she'd do better. She loaded cups normally for a while, which is rim down, booty up. Thank you. And then it started up again. Every time I'd bring it up, she'd say she would do better, which was frustrating and weird in a way I didn't know how to deal with. I offered to start loading the dishes so she could unload, but she said she preferred loading. My remaining cups were getting chipped and broken, and I genuinely didn't know what to do. So I went on Reddit with the intention of getting some advice. I don't want to blow up her spot, so I'm not going to say which subreddit I landed on. I searched a couple of subs for dishwasher, wondering if this was somehow a normal occurrence and I was being an inflexible weirdo. Sure enough, a post had recently been made in one sub about dishwasher issues. Dishes? That's cute. Is that something? Whatever. Like issues, putting dishes and dishes. Okay. In the moment, I thought, oh, wow, so this is a common thing, and figured I could get some advice from the comments. By now, you know that I was very wrong. And this was my roommate's post. She described our very situation and was looking for advice because she was loading the dishes efficiently, and I was kind of bitching about it. But surely my roommate wouldn't say that about me, right? So even then, I figured this had to be someone else. I went on the poster's account and read through the post and was completely horrified. She'd written about every single time we'd gone out to lunch, to the movies, to get drinks, to friggin' Bolero. I guess it's bowling. These were written from her own perspective while gender bending me into a man. She wrote about all of our hangouts as if we were dating, and her main point of contention was that I preferred to split cost 50-50 instead of footing the bill. You know, like how friends do when they're not dating each other. Wow. She's a psycho. So she also went into weird detail about my personal life and some vulnerabilities I shared with her, thinking she was my friend. I never would have been vulnerable with her had I known she would immediately post about it online. Even though she changed my gender, everything else about me is the same, and it's so violating. I just want to throw up. I'm surprised I haven't thrown up. The part I'm most stuck on is her making me into a man. She's very openly gay and has told me she hates men. Maybe it doesn't matter, but that's a pretty fascinating creative decision. Yeah. I have so many questions. I'm trying not to feel like I live with my stalker, but I kind of feel like I live with my stalker. I'm seriously considering breaking the lease and leaving so that there's no confrontation because I'm kind of scared of her right now. But other than this, she's been a totally normal roommate. I never would have suspected this if I hadn't found her account. Is this a harmless outlet or something? Am I overreacting? No. You should leave. You should run as fast as you can. This woman sounds psycho. She said, a comment say, I would find this person to be deeply mentally unwell and get the F out. Can you do so without screwing yourself over by breaking the lease? She hasn't answered. Not overreacting. Hi, normal human here to reassure you that this is extremely unhealthy, concerning, abnormal behavior. Nobody mentally stable acts like this. There's not even a reason to. Whatever the root cause may be does not matter at this point in time. Take your leave and never look back. As far as your concern goes with not wanting confrontation, there doesn't have to be any. Come up with a fake reason to break the lease and make it completely unremarkable occurrence. Mom needs you to move in with her. Sure, sister needs a roommate. Great. This will be so unremarkable, in fact, that when she goes to make another Reddit post, she experiences significant writer's block and makes a half-assed finale to her fantasy stories, forgetting you ever existed once you have left. Then you file this one away in your weird as F life experiences box. Yeah, someone said, I think it might be best to not say anything at all. Just pick a time and that she'll be gone and have help moving out quickly. Like leave a note with excuses. This is very strange. If you can, I'd suggest looking for another roommate. Yeah, the fan fiction, I was really expecting something different when I read that in the title, but she's changing her gender, making it sound like they're dating, and this guy that she's going on dates with isn't paying the bill. He's making her pay for half of it. So I mean, yeah, that would be a great like Reddit thread and great attention. She likes the attention, obviously, from these fake stories she's making up. They're not even fake though. They're real scenarios. She changes a few of the details and makes it fan fiction, I guess. But wow. Y'all be careful out there. The audacity is high. And please take care of yourself and take care of others. Be kind. Please be kind. You never know what someone's going through. If you're having a bad day, sometimes we wear it on our sleeve. It might be a rude cashier at the grocery store. Maybe she's having a bad day, or he. It might be, you know, somebody just, at, anywhere. Somebody's rude anywhere to you. And you have to remember sometimes when I have a bad day, I'm not the kindest person. So let's just be kind to everyone. You don't know what they're dealing with unless they're abusing you, obviously. Stay kind, stay sweet, stay true to yourself. Never give up on your dreams because you can. You can do it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you'll like it and subscribe for more, I will be glad to entertain you for 20 to 30 minutes. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.